You are listening to the voice of self-discovery. Learn to discover a better you every day. Hello, it's a new day and I'm happy to connect with you again. You are listening to Self-Discovery Revelations and this is the 16th episode in the series Thinking for a Change. Today I want to share some insights with you on strategic thinking. As you know, we've been talking about the 11 thinking skills needed for growth. So today we are on strategic thinking. To become a better strategic thinker, able to formulate and implement plans to achieve your desired goals, I want you to listen to this carefully and take it to heart. Why? Because strategic thinking is the bridge that links where you are to where you want to be. It will give you direction. It will help you reduce errors and increase your credibility. In fact, it's going to increase your potential for success. So let's get into it. When you have a problem at hand or are faced with an issue, break it down. Nothing is as hard as it appears if it's broken down into smaller parts. Let me use myself as an example. I have some very complex tasks to submit by the end of the first quarter of the year. And what I've done to manage it is to break it down according to time. So what I do in practice is to pick each task, break it down into smaller parts, and spread them per the weeks in the month and further per the days of the week. This has been very beneficial because when I read the task at first, I was frightened. In fact, I didn't know where to start from. But after I took time to understand it by carefully reading all the instructions in the task, I've been able to break it down into smaller, manageable parts. Strategic thinking requires that you break complex things down into manageable parts so you will not miss any detail and tackle each part of the whole with the level of detail and efficiency that it requires. Consider eating food, no matter how tasty the food is. It will choke you if you try to put the whole muscle into your mouth and swallow all the food at once. However, when you eat it piece by piece, you get to enjoy the taste and also savor the memory of eating. Similarly, when you face a hurdle, whatever hurdle you have to cross, whatever problem you have to solve, whatever project at all you're working on, just break it down into smaller parts or phases as it works for you. Honestly, how you break it down doesn't really matter. What matters is that you break it down into manageable parts. Break it down so you can manage it piece by piece. Another very important element of strategic thinking is to ask why before how. Most of us just jump right into the solution without taking time to understand the root cause of the problem. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 14 tells us that the discerning heart seeks knowledge. And in the 22nd chapter of the same verse, it says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. So, if your goal is to be a strategic thinker and to solve whatever problem or situation you face strategically, always try to understand the why of the problem before seeking how. Understand the root cause before seeking solution. If you jump right into the how without understanding why, you will not achieve your objective. So identify the real issues behind the problem. That should be the first problem you try to solve, to understand the problem. And once you understand it, you can then find an appropriate solution. The next strategic move you have to make is to review your resources. A strategy that doesn't take into account resources is obviously a joke. When I talk of resources, I don't just mean money or logistics, but also your time. So take inventory of the time you have and all the material supplies you have to face the situation or problem at hand. Once you have done these things, you are ready to develop an execution or implementation plan. No matter how you are going to plan, start with the obvious. This will help you build mental momentum and also stir up your creativity to plan out the less obvious and complex parts. Once this is done, put the right people in the right place, especially if you aim to work with people. Once you have developed your implementation or execution plan, put the right people in the right place. Remember, you will not win if you fail to prepare. And the will to win is worthless if you do not have the will to prepare. So I urge you to prepare with these strategic thinking tips, and don't forget to commit it all to God. He will help you win according to his plan and purpose for you. My name is Priscilla Appiah, the voice of self-discovery. You matter to me. Voice of self-discovery. Do you like a pro?